Hello YouTube, many of you know me as the Azgaar's Fantasy Map Tutorial Guy, and I am here today on a program that, despite its appearance, is not Azgaar's Fantasy Map Generator. This game has been uploaded by someone on Steam and it's called Fantasy Map Simulator. It curiously looks a lot like Azgaar's Fantasy Map Generator, but it is not. This is actually a game and not a program. Now, off the bat, I think this game is very likely inspired by the generator, but that is just my opinion, and two, something I don't really think is a problem. Also, I don't really think it's done any harm here, and nobody I've talked to, including Azgaar himself on the Discord, seems to have any ill feelings about this game existing. Indeed, this game serves quite a different function than Azgaar's program as well. As you can see, it is playing out before our very eyes as it tries to simulate the history of this randomly generated landmass. If you look back at my channel, and I'll link it below as well, I made a time-lapse of my own custom world using Azgaar's Fantasy Map Generator. It is something I wish I will be continuing as well, but if you look, the results look a lot like the same as this game, except they took way more effort in my time-lapse because I did not have access to a tool like this. So, of course, I'm going to give this game a look and maybe give my thoughts about it along the way. At first glance, it just looks cool. It looks like a Hearts of Iron 4 game or like a Europa Universalis game. You can change the aesthetic using the map appearance section here. The essentials of this game appear to follow armies controlled by each country and the cities that have randomly divided up regions. So if like you zoom in here, you have these mini armies walking around each region, and then these cities that control each section. You can actually see attack moves. You can look at that, they're fighting over here. I don't know how exactly it's calculating these attacks, but you can click on an individual army and see its battles it's fought, or their army size. You can even follow it. Interesting. And it's got a name up here too. It doesn't look like you can customize any of this. It also looks like a lot to handle for each individual army though, so it's not like that's really a big problem. It also looks like that each army is limited to 2,000 soldiers, so these are each just divisions of 2,000 or less, which is an interesting mechanic. So you can assume every army is kind of like a same copy of 2,000 soldiers, although they do have different attributes and abilities depending on the country they come from. This is a lot of information, and I think honestly, there's probably a better way to present this, but this game does very much seem like a work in progress. But if you look at, let's see, if you go to Edit State here, you can see that there are traits that will be randomly generated if I click the random button here. And then I believe if I go to Edit State here, there is all these different traits that you can assign it. It honestly actually does not define for me here what the traits do. If I just click them on or off, whether this Empire of Costaria actually has siege capture or field combat elite, I'm not really sure what that entails. But I can toggle it on and off for the country. Also, I think it's pretty easy to infer what these each mean. But yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. Each of these countries have these cool little attributes that are made for each one, and then they just fight and they develop their own history, which I think is really cool. It doesn't seem like you can click on individual cities, so I'm not really sure where we can get the knowledge from. Oh wow, there's a huge push going over here. The Federati of Paglate. So yeah, it looks like while it took inspiration from Azgaar's Fantasy Map Generator, it has a lot of its own things going. Like I think the name generation is its own making, especially because if you look at, let's see, if you edit state and do a culture set, I have it set to Western Fantasy. I guess we can also include Eastern Fantasy, and also there's just World, which does literally just create the name of a yes, like Saudi. It literally just creates a real existing country like Romania. In fact, we can go ahead. I'm gonna place Romania down here. It's gonna take over the first region you click on. And so long as I have the stop placement button on, I can just have it keep annexing territory to customize it. So of course, if you if you realize this, you can actually pause the game, recustomize everything you want to being all these states, and then you can hit play. Hey, Future Peppers here. I realized that if you want to place multiple different states, it's going to have you keep editing the same state unless you click random, which essentially like selects a new state. I just wanted to put that in here, and also I just hope that's something they can adjust or at least make more intuitive in future updates. And watch it play out. So now Romania is here. I don't think they have any armies, do they? Oh no, I think these are their armies. Arborania Legion? No, I believe that's not Romania's army. You are able to change that. I can edit the state actions. Yeah, state actions I can do expand, or I can just continue to expand and edit them. I can also cause a rebellion to happen. I can cause them to attack somebody. Basically, you can just play God with these countries. So I'm just gonna place a bunch of armies here, give them a fighting chance. All right, I think that did it, right? Yep, Romanian Legion. Yeah, and so I'm sure you can see the potential by now of what exactly you can do with this kind of map. And also, you can go into customizing map. So if I go to, instead of edit state, do edit height, this game does behave in the same way that Azgaar's does with the height map. So I can select the height here, although for some reason, can I expand this at all? No. So I can set the continent's height here, but you can actually, the number goes down below for some reason. But if I want to draw a continent, boom, it's just like Azgaar's. Probably even more responsive, way less laggy for sure. But that's also what you get for running it in, I believe this game is in Unity rather than a browser. Let's see, I'm just gonna make a very unrealistic continent here. You can also erase, and also you can change the height. Oh, whoops. So you can see a bit where the where higher mountains are, stuff like that. Great. This is a real work of art. I'm sure. I'm just gonna set that generate country. We'll just create a whole thing with this, and we're just gonna resume game. Yeah, we got the Tribal Alliance of China. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, we got Belgium over here. Pomerelia. And yeah, it's pretty cool. It's got a lot of customizability. They also have like these sea pathways, so sea combat is indeed a thing. And yeah, I mean, this game is in progress, so I'm not going to judge it too harshly. There's a whole roadmap that the developers even got posted that will have all these features down the road. So I wouldn't give it like a review at all of what I think of this game. But it seems pretty fun. It's a very cool, just idle game. And yeah, I think it'd be really cool. I think if the one takeaway is, I think it'd be really, really cool if there was some kind of interoperability between this game and Azgaar's fantasy map generator. One, because it looks very heavily inspired. Like, I'm pretty sure this game actually even uses Veroni squares, which is what Azgaar's uses for terrain generation. And I think if you could make a world in Azgaar's and import it into here, or even vice versa, I think that would be probably the best feature you could make in this game by far. I think that would also help improve both programs, honestly. I think if you wanted to go and simulate a whole history in this version, and then go and actually go in depth and customize the details of a country's culture and religion and like all the lore and stuff using the notes function of Azgaar's fantasy map generator program, I think it would be a real benefit to both if they were to do this. But yeah, I think it's pretty quite obvious what we're able to do here. I can make a tutorial on this way later if we want, if the developer wants me to, or if this becomes sufficiently updated enough that, because I think the interface is a bit clunky right now, but I think that's just because this game came out literally like 10 days ago. So yeah, I'll leave you guys at that. It's not that much on Steam if you want to go grab it. There was a demo too. I'm not sure if that's still available. And yeah, of course, I'm sure there's already probably some videos up about this game. But yeah, I'll just leave it at that.